Good morning and welcome to In My Element with Neela, and I'm your co-host, Randall Ray. Everybody calls me Turk, and I want to thank you this morning for coming on the show. Uh, Today, our topic is going to be how to survive in apocalyptic times, what you can eat out of your yard when you can't go to get food from the grocery store. So today is Work With Us Wednesday. So today for Wednesday, we'll be discussing what we can eat safely in our backyards, because a lot of things that you can eat that's out there are poisonous. Plus we have chemicals. Morning, Amma. How you this morning? Good to have you on. Yep, today is Work With Us Wednesday. And I'm before I get into what we're going to discuss, I'm going to open it up with some prayer this morning. So, Father, in the name of Yeshua, we thank you for waking us up this morning and allowing us to go on about our daily lives. And we thank you for our health, wealth, and prosperity. We ask you that you would cover our family and our family members. Keep them safe from danger seen and unseen. We ask you that you would cancel out every virus that will come to destroy your people. And we ask you that you would touch the hearts of the people that are in power around the world, that they would join each other in peace, that everyone could just live in peace around this planet and work on things to bring health and security and peace and prosperity to this planet. And we ask you that it would be spread out evenly amongst the people and not just some countries, Lord. All of the countries that are in superpowers, we ask you that their hearts would be softened, the leaders' hearts would be softened, that they would help the third world countries to become their best versions. And we just thank you for all that you're doing right now. In Yeshua's name, amen. Morning, Alicia. How you feeling today? Hope you're well. And so I'm going to get it started this morning on apocalyptic survival. So today we're going to talk about things that you can just walk out in your backyard or in a vacant lot if you're in a real urban area where there's not a lot of growth of plants and stuff in your area, where you can just go and find weeds that are edible, that are life-sustaining. And I'm going to even show pictures of these plants this morning. Morning, busy mama. Today I'm talking about apocalyptic survival of what you can go out into your backyard to harvest to eat. So let's get it started. I got a few pictures of some of the common weeds that everybody would easily recognize, that can easily be eaten. And so our first one, this is a picture of it. It's in a jar, but that's wild garlic. This grows in your grass. Your biggest thing is going to be how to identify your weeds, that you know which ones to eat and which ones aren't. So garlic is usually easy to spot because the tops on it are green and pointed, and they get these little purple balls on it like little flowers, but they're purple. Well, they're not really purple, they're more lavender. And you just dig them up, get the root, because you want the garlic. That's good for your blood. It's got antioxidants in it. Good morning, Yvette. We're talking about things that you can eat out of your yard or out of a vacant lot to survive in apocalyptic times. So the first one I showed was this garlic. That's wild garlic. It's just in a jar. It's probably in oil, because this picture is probably infusing the oil so that you get that garlic taste in the oil. Yep. And Busy Mama said lavender, cool lavender. And yes, you can eat lavender, and I don't know if it's good for you, but I know that they make drinks out of it, and it's got to have some type of antioxidants, which are good for you. But I've even seen teas and expensive coffee shops that have lavender infused stuff in it. And Busy Mama says she would like to make some of that garlic oil. Well, you don't have to use the wild garlic. Just go and buy some whole clove elephant garlic, or whichever your favorite garlic is. Take it out of the skin and split them, because it'll release the taste of the garlic faster if you cut it. Instead of leaving it whole and dropping it in, because then you're exposing the inside, so it'll permeate that oil faster and it'll be more pungent. So I'm going to go to my next weed that we could eat, which it's a lot of them. You can eat dandelions, chickweed, but I want to show you the pictures so you can see what they are. And you have to be careful. You just can't go out there. If you don't identify these weeds right and you grab the wrong weed and eat it, it could make you sick. And you don't want to eat any weeds out of a lawn if it's been sprayed with pesticides. And one Busy Mama says she knows in Italy they don't mince their garlic. They leave it cut and whole, as you said, in food, and then remove it so it has infused flavor. Yep. Now, if I don't know if you notice, but you can change the taste of garlic too. If you take the whole clove, leave it in the skin, cut it in half, brush it with oil, and then you bake it, you could squeeze that garlic out of there, and it'll be super sweet. Instead of being so pungent and strong, it'll still have a strong garlic taste, but it'll be a sweeter taste. And you can use that for infusing and seasoning food. But let's continue to talk about what we can eat out of the backyard. And so Bittercress is another one. It's in the watercress family. It even looks similar to watercress, but it grows in just about every field. Don't make no difference what part of the country you live in. So here's what bittercress looks like. Those little round leaves. But if you need to harvest some, use your phone and just find out images of bittercress, and then you can use this to sustain your life. Yep. And so let's find another one that I have in here. Yep. And a lot of these weeds grow all the way up until killing frogs. So a lot of these things you can eat and harvest before it gets cold. And then you can survive. And something else, I know a lot of people wonder what that vine is that you see growing on the side of the expressways and it's covering the trees and choking it out. Well, that particular vine is called kudzu. And kudzu actually came from Europe. They brought it over here to grow it as a feed for cows and goats, and animals, to try to get more green into their bodies than grain, because a cow isn't meant to eat grain. It has 3 stomachs to work on grass, to break down green plants, not ground corn and grains and all of these fillers and cereals that they feed the cows. It's probably what makes the cow, the red meat, harder to digest because of what they're eating, because they're not eating grass. If you notice, if you buy a piece of grass-fed beef and a piece of beef that's grain-fed, the texture of the meat is totally different. To really see the difference, go and buy a small piece of beef if you eat red meat, and see if the difference in the texture in the chew when you cook it from the grain, and then you'll notice it, that the grain beef is much tougher. And so that's going to be harder for your body to break down, because beef doesn't really get broke down by your stomach acid. It just passes through. But if it's grass fed, it's easier for your body to pass that through. And so I want to show you a chickweed now. I know everybody, a lot of these weeds you have right in your yard. And if you don't spray a lot of pesticides in your yard and fertilizers, then you can definitely collect these in your yard and eat them. Let me get in on this camera so you can see it. There you go. That's chickweed. We're talking about sustaining life this morning without going to the grocery store. What you can pull up out of your backyard or out of a field and eat. And most of these wild weeds you can just eat raw, or you can cook it like you do greens. And chickweed survives cold and cool weather, and it grows from fall to spring, according to what zone you're in. And this growing is probably in the southern zone, that this particular weed would do well in the winter, because nothing's growing up north in the winter because it's way too cold, way too cold. And so now, one that everybody will recognize, and I don't have to tell you what it is. It's a dandelion. Dandelions are edible, and they are super rich in antioxidants. And you separate the flower from the stem and the stem from the root, because you take the root and you can make teas, and you can eat it. And the stem is edible, totally edible. You can put it in salads. And the flower is edible, and you can make wine from it and tea from the flower. And Alicia says the dandelion tea is amazing. And Busy Mama said corn is not even digestible. And everybody should know that from when you use the toilet and you see corn in your stew. So it don't break down, it just pass through just like the beef. So if that's not breaking down in our stomachs, it's not breaking down in a cow's stomach either, dry corn and the grains that they use. So let's continue. I'm going to do another weed. Yep. So, and they say that the roots on the dandelion tea has medical benefits. So I would have to look that up to see what they are. Now, this next weed that you can eat is called nettles. And nettles grow here in Georgia everywhere, just wild, out of control. Yep. And it's got these little lavender flowers on it. It's actually real pretty and quite life-sustaining as well. And everything on it is edible. Yep. And so let me show you another picture of nettles. I'm sorry. There we go. Yep, that's nettles. And you can see the little flowers on it, little lavender, in between lavender and purple flowers that grow on this. And this stuff grows everywhere crazy. Yep. So now I'll go to the next one. And some of this stuff is not real tasty, but a lot of it is good. But some of them are bitter. Okay. I'm having trouble getting my picture to come up. All right, here we go. All right, this is weed number 6, and this is called henbit. And henbit is a very popular weed up north as far as, being eradicated from yards, because weeds are only a plant out of place. Because Ralph Waldo Emerson said that weeds are just plants that people haven't discovered its abilities for good use yet. That's why they're considered expendable, and people want to get rid of them and eradicate them from their yards. But the Creator didn't make nothing that didn't have any use for this planet or for a human on it. So everything in nature has some type of benefit, one way or the other, whether you see it good or bad, even when it comes to predators and animals. If we didn't have any snakes, the rats would overtake a lot of areas, even though rats have more than one predator. If it weren't for snakes, small rodents and amphibians would be running rampant on this planet, and it would mess up the ecosystem. Everything on this planet is connected, including humans. And we're connected to the animals. We're connected to the dirt. We're connected to everything. And it's all got a purpose, Alicia says. And that's absolutely true. And so I'm going to show you another shot of this hen bit so that you can see it. There we go. All right. Yep. And you ought to look some of these up on your phone so that you'll know what they look like, so that you can recognize what's edible for sustaining your life. Because if the grocery store closes and you don't live in an area where you have a garden and you can't be self-sustained with anything that you have on your property, you're going to have to use or know or have some knowledge to be able to eat stuff like this. So this is Japanese honeysuckle. So I'm going to show you a picture of this. There we go. That's Japanese honeysuckle. And this is grown on like a bush that really gets tall, almost like a tree. They get so tall, that Japanese honeysuckle. And it really grows well in the mountains. You won't find this up north. It'll be all of this will be in the south because the cold is too much for it. It's not a cold hardy plant, and it has a lot of nectar, and it's very sweet, and the flowers smell good. You can make a tea from this that would be beneficial for energy, so that you would be able to forage to find stuff that, so that you could survive. And so we're going to move on to the next one. And let me see. And if you write these down and go online, you can find recipes for this stuff. Just Google it. Give me a recipe for Japanese honeysuckle. Boom, then it'll pop it right up. Okay. This next weed I'm going to show you is called lamb's quarter. And first, I want to show you the green part of the plant. See that? That's what it looks like. Now, on this side, right here, you have like these, it looks like pine nuts. But those aren't pine nuts. These are actually the lamb's quarters seeds. And those what's in the bowl is like a a shredded dish that they do with the seeds and the root system of the plant. I'm trying to get this in here to where you can see this good. I might have to turn it because I don't know. I was getting a glare. Yeah, that's about the best I can get on that one. Yeah, there we go. Yep, and that's lamb's quarter. Yep, and the leaves get very big. They're giant size, but it's very good. You can eat the seeds, and the flower shoots are edible, and it's protein rich. So even though you don't have meat, if you have lamb's quarter, you can still get protein in your body. Yep, and you can you can taste it, and it's got the flavor of like spinach. The green part it's like a spinach taste, and so here it was saying that you could substitute lamb quarter leaves with any spinach recipe. Yep, and it grows everywhere in the United States except for Hawaii. Okay, now we're going to go to pigweed. And that's a picture of pigweed right there, which is edible. You cook this like you would a pot of greens. And it's loaded with vitamins and antioxidants. And this can save your life if the grocery store is ever closed and you don't have access to go and get food from a store and you need to survive. You could actually eat the grass in your yard. All grass is edible, but it tastes horrible. And then a lot of people put chemicals in their yards, fertilizers that are synthetic, and fertilizers that even are natural might not be good for you because they're made from animal byproducts like feces from farms. They make a lot of nutrient dense, rich fertilizers from that that people put in their yard, which could contain bacteria that could be harmful to you if you eat it. So, people just had to be careful. And it's best to pull your weeds in a vacant lot where they don't shoot chemicals on it or try to feed it or anything like that. And on that pigweed, you can eat the leaves, the flowers, the shoots, and the seeds from pigweed. So I'm going to show it one more time because this is grown all over the United States as well. Yep. And a lot of these weeds you'll probably recognize. Yep. Because these are common weeds. These are not rare weeds that you have to hunt to find. These are weeds that are plentiful, that just grow anywhere. How you just see a seed be in the crack of a sidewalk, and next thing you know, it's a whole plant. Yep. And this pigweed, is said that you could eat this in salads, substituted for spinach, cooked with baked bean recipes, and some other stuff in here. But I wasn't trying to go into the recipes. I just want to show everybody what you can eat. And all of this stuff you can eat raw, and it won't hurt you. Yep. And this, believe it or not, is called plantain, not to be confused with plantain, the kind that looks like a banana, but you can eat it when it's green and it's like a potato and starchy, or you can let it be sweet. You can wait and let it ripen and it's sweet, and you can eat that like it's a island delicate, dessert type of fruit. They fry the plantain and serve it with jerk chicken and stuff like that. But this right here is plantain, but it doesn't produce a fruit, just these leaves, and it's a weed. It's called plantain. And it is quite edible. You can eat it raw or cooked. And it grows all over the United States wild. And so now let me close this one up a little bit. And all right, here we go. Come on, phone. I am not trying to look at no Maytag refrigerator. Boy, these phones are so sensitive. Now this one is plantain, but it's a different variety. And it's called buckshorn. And I know everybody has seen this weed growing in their yard that lives in Illinois, because this thing right here is off the chain growing in Illinois. Everybody should recognize that little piece right there that looks like it's braided or something separate from the leaf. Those things grow like wildfire in Illinois and Chicago. And they're all over the Chicago Park District. And they don't use chemicals in their lawns because it would cost them an arm and a leg. So if you went to any park in the Chicago Park District, you could harvest this and take it home, wash it, and sustain you and your family's life in an apocalyptic situation. Yep, but you, Busy Mama said, I'm giving good information, but we always must rinse these off. And you should clean everything that you bring into your house. I don't care if you bought it at the grocery store, wash it. And T said when she washes her vegetables that she uses a little vinegar in the water to help break down the chemicals on it. If it's got chemicals on it, when people use pesticides when growing in bulk for human consumption, and X amount of chemicals are allowed, which a lot of countries don't allow a lot of that stuff to be fed to their people. But in America, it's allowed. And so it's best that if you have a scrub brush and you're eating a potato or you're eating a piece of fruit or a carrot, you should scrub it. And if you're doing greens, soak it in a little vinegar water. It's not going to affect the taste of it because the vinegar is not going to penetrate those live leaves. And you're not putting a cup of vinegar in there. You're putting a capful or maybe 2 capfuls in a sink full of water, and then you wash your veggies and it'll break those chemicals up off of it. Well, it won't be 100%, but it will be a like 85 to 90% difference than just rinsing it off and then put it in a pot. Okay, we're going to our next plant. And this is called purslane. And this is a very popular weed as well. It grows incredible down here, and it grows crazy up north. As soon as you see it, you'll recognize it. It's the weed with the little purple stems on it that grows in your yard everywhere, all over the United States and Hawaii. A lot of plants that are indigenous to the U.S. don't survive in Hawaii because it's just not conducive, for that type of atmosphere. Even though you would think because it's tropical, anything would grow there. When you're in a tropical environment like Hawaii, this is what will kill a lot of plants. It's not that it doesn't get good sun and it's hot and steamy. A lot of plants can't take the humidity. They will mold in a New York minute when they don't get a chance to dry. And a lot of plants in Hawaii need a lot of moisture to survive. And they have monsoons like China there, where they just in winter it's like rainy season, and in the summer it's like in Florida where you'll be on one side of the street and it'll be pouring down on the other side of the street. You can't even see the buildings, but you're standing in sunshine and you're just right across the street. Well, it's like that in Hawaii too. And so that water is just way too much for a lot of plants to survive. Yep. And so let's see. Trying to find, I know I have some more in here. I had found 16 of them. And I know I haven't done 16 yet, but my phone is acting crazy. Yep. Well, while my phone is trying to load, I'll talk about this kudzu. And that kudzu that I was telling you about that grows on the trees along the expressway and choke out a lot of the trees and stuff that you see. Those that kudzu, you can collect that, and I mean it's easy to find and a plethora of it. I mean, it's enough to where everybody could go out there with bushel baskets and just harvest it. And you can feed this to your pets. You can feed it to your family. And when I was learning some stuff at the botanical garden from one of the scientists there, he was saying that he wanted everyone to try kudzu. And I never knew it was edible because they always spray it. Everybody want to kill it because it chokes out the trees and it kills the hardwoods and the pines because it keeps the trees from receiving light, and no photosynthesis, no tree. So they really work on eradicating these these weeds off of the trees in order to save them, because a lot of people don't know they grow grass and trees on the side of the expressways on purpose. And it's to hold the soil and to draw a lot of that water that will actually be running down into the expressways if those plants weren't there. And they just learned maybe about 40 or 50 years ago, when you live on the ocean, those dunes have wild plants that were growing in the sand that keep the ocean from eroding all of the soil. And so when you eradicate those and plant houses, there's nothing that's going to hold that soil. So now they've realized that they have to put up retaining walls in order to hold that soil in place if you decide to take those wild plants out of there, because then you'll have, when the tide comes in, eventually it'll just keep eroding and washing away. And once all of the sand is gone and it starts getting to the soil, then it'll start breaking off chunks of soil closer and closer to your house. So people just have to be careful with that when when you live on the water. You don't want to remove all of the plants and stuff from around it. Yeah, because they do have a whole lot of benefit for you and your land. Okay. This phone is acting crazy. Yep. It just wants to show me one thing. And I did not want to see that. So I'm going to try to find some more images, because it's still a lot of at least 8 plants that is on here that I need to show. And I mean, this thing is just popping up mess. But anyway, it's good to know things that you can eat that are good for you and healthy, that grows in the wild. Because if it's ever a chance, and stuff is looking real crazy right along about now, and so we just kind of want to be mindful, that you might want to know a few things, that you could just run outside your house and find something to eat. Because if anything ever happened to the grocery stores and it shuts down, then it's going to be some serious trouble. And especially if you live in a heavily urban area where it's a lot of concentration of people, apartment complexes and stuff. That's why a lot of people are doing roof gardens now, because you need to be able to grow some of your own stuff. And when you grow your own food, it tastes so much better, and so much better in the benefits that you get from it. Because a lot of the stuff that they put in the farms, in the soil, that is beneficial for the plant to grow, is not beneficial for human consumption. So this is another one that's very popular, and everybody should see these all over the United States. This is milk thistle. And I know everybody sees these because they grow crazy everywhere too. And milk thistle is rich in protein, antioxidants, and a lot of vitamins. And it will sustain life. And there's a lot of species of milk thistle, because you see how dark that one was. The ones up north are more like lavender looking, and then they have some that are pink. And so when you get that milk thistle, it's got health benefits to where they sell this like dandelions. You can go to the health food store and get this stuff. And Busy Mama said it's good for producing milk for lactating moms. And so that's good to know. And it's natural. So that's good to know from apocalyptic times for mothers that are breastfeeding. Then somebody needs to harvest her some milk thistle so the baby can survive, since it can't eat any of these plants. And you don't have access to milk at a store, then you have to produce your milk the way God intended for your child. And so that was good information, baby mama. I didn't know that. I sure appreciate that, busy mama. That was great. I appreciate it. And if anybody has any information on anything that I'm speaking on, please post it in the comments. Yep, so that I can talk about it. Okay, now this is another shot of wild garlic. This is a better shot because then you can actually see what it looks like. Yep, and you can actually harvest this and use it in your cooking every day. And this stuff grows wild in your lawn. Yep, you just have to dig it up by the root so that you can get the bulbs. And the leaves are like chives on there. And a lot of places like Indiana, my dad used to take us out, and we used to pick wild asparagus in Indiana on the side of the road. Just walk down the side of the road and you could pick it up. And Busy Mama said, including fennel, fenugreek, and ginger milk thistle signals their body to increase milk output, particularly when paired with more frequent nurse pumping. So that's good information for the moms out there. And you have small children that are still on milk and formula. And fennel, I don't know if anybody has ever seen it, but I grew some fennel last year. And it's got a licoricey type of smell and taste. It's used in Italian foods a lot. The little seeds that you see in Italian sausage are fennel seeds, and they're real pungent, and it gives the Italian sausages taste. And they put it in Italian beef, spaghetti, all of their sauces. Fennel is, and the Greeks used it a lot. Fennel actually was indigenous to Africa before they start, before it got popular and they start sending it out all throughout Europe. And Busy Mama says quinoa is a natural grain that helps with milk production as well, and chamomile. So this is great information that Busy Mama is giving us for these mothers, because if it's apocalyptic and you can't produce no milk, but you can, if you got some quinoa, or if you have access to fennel, or if you have access to ginger milk thistle or milk thistle, these plants help the mother to produce milk so the baby will be able to survive. So this is really great. And Busy Mama, I appreciate that, because that's some damn good information for the mothers, because that's incredible. But I'm going to continue here. We're going to go to wood sorrel now. And a lot of people think this is clover, but this is actually called wood sorrel, but it looks just like clover. And here's a picture of it right here. It looks just like 3-leaf clovers. The only difference between wood sorrel and real clover, This doesn't get the white or the little pink and white flowers like clover does. It just stays in leaf form like this. Yep. And so this is quite edible. And Neela has joined us, folks.
I caught myself being sneaky. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm also listening too. I wanted to listen to a lot, but they kept pulling me out for training. I just told them to take a break. I need to break too because I need to eat. But that's interesting. I want to go back to that milk, not milk thistle, the clover thing. Those are bigger than little bitty 3 and 4 leaf clover plants. Those little things that you see with the elfin magic and all that. Don't pick a 4-leaf clover, you all. It don't bring you good luck. No, just kidding. But so those are much bigger, but they do resemble a larger form of a 3 or 4 leaf clover.
Yeah.
And so what is that plant called? It's called clover also?
Wood sorrel.
Oh, wow. Wood sorrel. Oh.
Yep, and it's not woods. It's not wood sorrel. It's wood sorrel, like sorrel, the drink in Jamaica. It's sorrel, and they make that sorrel. Yeah, the sorrel that they make from Jamaica is made from red hibiscus, and it's made from the flower pods. And I harvest a boatload of them from the botanical garden when I was downtown, and I dried them all out, and I just got them in a bag. And then if I want to make some, you just boil it. You use ginger, allspice, the hibiscus flower pods, and then you sweeten it to taste with, if you want to use sugar, that's on you. The Jamaicans usually use brown sugar, or you can use honey. You can use stevia, whatever you want to use. What's the other one, T, that's made from the agave sweetener? The agave sweetener. You can use that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that can be used.
I like honey. I like honey, or another sweetener you can use is maple syrup, pure maple syrup, the amber maple syrup. The amber maple syrup is a darker syrup. I mean, it's a little lighter. You can get it. It looks brown almost, but it's like a light clear. But I like that amber, maple syrup for sweetening, because maple syrup for sweetening is really good. You don't need to use a lot because it really sweetens quick. So you be careful when you pour it in there. You don't want to pour a lot. Just add little as you need to add. I'm watching them because they're doing stuff.
Oh, check
and
this
that's
out.
About it.
T Busy Mama says that wood sorrel is good for diuretics and an astringent. So if you don't know what a diuretic is, if you have problems with your body retaining water, so if you're eating this, if it's a diuretic, it will make you lose that excess liquid off your body. And they use the chemicals in the pills, they call them Lasix, furosemide. They got a lot of different ones that are different Lasix to help pull the water off your body. But if you can do something natural, diuretics, that's off the chain, because that's less chemicals that you had to run through your kidneys to be filtered out and clogging up your filter in your liver and your kidneys and all of that stuff that is passing through in your bladder. You don't know what these chemicals are doing to it, even though it's benefit to make you urinate, because if you got a lot of fluid on you, it's bad on your heart. My father actually died of congested heart failure, and it's like you actually drown on your own body fluids. And you get so much fluid in your body to where your heart is working so hard to pump it off, to where it causes stress on your heart. So,
and that's what happened with my brother.
diuretics.
He has congestive heart failure too, and so he has a lot of water on his body. And they gave him all these they gave him 6 water pills. I don't know what the milligrammage is of it, but that shit messes with your liver.
Yep.
The water pills, they mess with your liver.
Busy Mama put some stuff on here that I can't even read.
She said, "Yeah, laser furosemide,
yeah, I know what that is, and because my brother takes that, and
spironolactone and Bumex.
Okay, and Bumex. Yep, and those are diuretics as well. Pulls the water off your body.
Said, great explanation of congestive heart failure when you explained it.
Thank you.
Right, diuretics pull off other electrolytes, so be careful and make sure you have electrolytes like potassium, sodium, and chloride in your system, she said.
Okay.
Our liver is detoxifying medicines. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I got a question for Busy Mama. How do you detox liver? What can you take, you can use for that?
There's a lot of things you can use for detoxifying your liver, and it's a lot of natural stuff. Let me go back in here and see, because I have done liver detoxification myself. So hold on, let me go back in here and see.
They actually say it's good to help you lose weight when your liver is detoxified.
Detoxifying the liver. Okay, here we go. So can
beets. Busy Mama said detoxifying the liver, beets and roots are good for that.
Yeah, root vegetables.
So I guess
you're right about that.
Beets, radishes, carrots, what do you call them on the turnip bottoms? So that's a few that I could think of right away. Garlic, onions, all of those are in the tuber families because they grow under the ground. Potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Oatmeal, cinnamon. Use cinnamon. Use a cinnamon tea. That'll detoxify your liver too. Because I've drank cinnamon tea. Another thing they said was fenugreek. And you know that fenugreek has that bitter taste as well, like licorice.
Okay. So that's
and then turmeric. They said turmeric tea. Yeah, turmeric is a detoxifier. Anyway. Yeah. You know something else that will detoxify your liver? Eat watermelon. Watermelon detoxifies your whole body.
Yeah, it scrubs all of the plaque out of your arteries.
And beetroot, though, like Busy Mama said, she said nuts, legumes, and seeds. And it tells you here, chamomile tea, ginger and lemon tea, mint tea, detox drinks, and and ginger. These are just drinks. These are just drinks. What is the best liver detox? The best liver detox, it says, is milk thistle.
Busy Mama said the best liver detoxifier is beetroot.
Is beetroot, yeah. But here it's saying it's the Peninsula Daily is saying the best liver detox is milk thistle as one of the top herbs for naturally detoxifying your liver and digestive tract. Milk thistle, artichoke extract, zinc, and other substances have been shown in studies to promote liver health in various ways. So I do take zinc capsules anyway for just maintaining my health. I take
zinc every day because
I take the same thing you take.
It helps to keep that COVID off of you. Right. That's the main destroyer that they use when you go to the hospital and you have contracted COVID. The first thing they give you is zinc oxide, vitamin D, and vitamin C, and then they start in your intravenous feeding, they start giving you that plasma. And the plasma, I don't know what it attacks in the bloodstream, but I know when they start giving me that plasma, and it's a 14-day, a 12-day regimen that they give you, and you get so much for 12 days straight. And I don't know if it helps scrub the virus out of your body. Busy Mama say, great kidneys, a kidney flusher.
Oh yeah. Well,
Hydrate
no. Frugal Mama
cranberries,
said, "What about the kidneys?" Frugal Mama say, "What about the kidneys?" And then, but Busy Mama, I don't know if Busy Mama was saying like cabbage, ginger,
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 grapefruit, ginger,
and
asparagus.
asparagus. And then she said kidneys is a flusher. So hydrate. Cranberry is a great one for kidneys. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Frugal
kidneys flush
Mama,
your
we were
body.
talking about things that you could take natural if it was apocalyptic, that out of your backyard to eat, or out of a vacant lot, so that you could survive.
Yeah.
And then we start talking about, I asked Busy Mama, because I know she's a nurse, and I asked her what cleans your liver and your kidneys and stuff. And so she started giving us the answers for that. And the answers were the cabbage, ginger, grapefruit, asparagus, and their kidney flushers: cranberries, lemon juice, watermelon, dates, prunes, dandelion, chamomile. T was telling us that milk thistle was strong liver detoxifier. And what was the name of that other stuff? What?
Fenugreek.
Yeah.
Fenugreek. And fenugreek is bitter. It's kind of bitter to me. I ain't like it. But
Well, I'm the type of person, T, if it's beneficial, I won't eat it for the taste. I eat it for the benefit.
yeah, that's
You
it.
know,
And that's the only reason I wouldn't
and
ingest it
I'll
is
try to make
because
it as palatable as possible. Or if I'll juice it and drink it.
yeah, so you can yeah, I would definitely do that too because like with this it's saying does lemon detox your liver? Lemon water it by itself is not a detox, but lemon water aids our bodies in the process of flushing the
Yeah.
toxins out
Yeah.
and restoring the liver. But to flush your system, you will also need fiber to pull all that stuff off the walls of your liver. I
Yeah.
mean of your
Scrape it.
not your liver,
The
your
intestinal tract.
intestines. And I ain't had COVID, so what's my damn problem?
Tired, rest
That
deprived.
yeah, that's what it is. Sleep deprived. That's why I say I ain't had COVID, so what's
Yeah.
my
Busy
problem?
Mama said, if you do most of these on the regular, you will be in good shape all over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she said, yes, Randall, you can juice a lot of these together. Be careful with mixing certain fruits because of the sugar.
And that's for people with
Okay.
diabetes. I would
Yeah.
assume she's saying that for. So
Mm-hmm.
disclaimer, everybody, disclaimer, we are not doctors. Turk is a horticulturist, a botanist, and all of that. I am a saleswoman and a trainer, an accountant, a mother, a housekeeper, and everything else.
Hey,
But I ain't a
Rochelle.
doctor. I ain't a doctor, so I want y'all to know we're not doctors. Do not just take us for our word for everything. If you're a naturalist and you deal in natural healing and all this kind of stuff, then by all means, look at what we're telling you, but do your own research
Look
and
what the Bible
check
say,
with
T. Study and show thyself approved. So
self-approved.
do your own research. We just giving you something to research. Check
Yeah,
this out. You might be interested in this. And then you be surprised. You better be careful what you take natural if you're on a medication. Because
yeah,
something
yeah,
that you could take natural could offset what you're taking medically, or it
yeah. It
might
can knock it out.
enhance it and make it stronger. Because I know, like,
Yes,
if you're
yes,
on blood thinners and stuff like that, you can't eat a lot of green veggies, spinach and greens and stuff like that, because it'll make your blood too thin.
yeah. It will. That I know, and yeah. If I'd have known all this shit before my mother and them got sick, I would know that. Yeah. So how do you make your liver healthy again? And 13 tried and true ways to achieve liver wellness is to maintain a healthy weight. First of all, that's the number one. Healthy weight. Eat a balanced diet. Hey, the 4 food groups, that stuff don't float no more, y'all. The
Yep.
four food groups is what's giving you cancer and congestive heart failure. So don't live by the 4 food groups, okay?
And what I've
Unless you want
learned,
to.
what I learned is we eat backwards. We make the meat the biggest part of the plate when the meat should be the smallest portion on the plate, and all of your vegetables. You shouldn't be eating nothing no bigger than the palm of your hand, not the fingers, just
And
the
not the
palm.
whole hand, just
Yeah,
the
just the
palm
palm.
part. Just the
And that don't
palm
matter
part.
what it is. If it's beef, pork,
But hold on,
fish,
Turk.
it don't matter.
Hold on. You can get some T-bone and some ribeye steaks that could fit the palm of your hand. But we didn't say go get the steaks that's this damn thick either now, because that just doesn't
And Busy Mama say, quit smoking first. LOL, to keep your blood pressure low and hydrate. Well, I smoked for 32 years because I smoked from the time I was 13 until I was 42. But when I was 42, I quit smoking. I ain't touched a cigarette since then. I quit smoking a whole lot of other shit too.
You and me both.
Thank the Lord.
I know, right? Hallelujah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Thank God. We were stuck on stupid. But I stopped in 2007. So yeah, definitely she's right. And she says veggies first. Do not do otherwise contradictory to whatever your medical conditions are. Please, advisory. And Busy Mama said quitting smoking first. Keeping blood pressure low and hydrate. You ain't like, oh yeah, we did that. Frugal said, go ahead.
I'm doing all that. Got to keep building our immunity. And that's for sure. That's important right now. We got to keep our immune systems on 10.
She and said it says smoking here, clogs everything.
Everything.
You see, Busy? Everything. So
yes.
Busy, would that include marijuana? Would that include marijuana, Busy Mama? Smoking marijuana, would that include marijuana too? Smoking clogs? So the only way we might
if you got chemicals on
it. So you can boil your water and steep your marijuana and make a tea.
Or one of these days, I'll get on here and teach everyone how to make tincture, oil, keef, and you don't have to use any type of chemical in order to produce them. And the only one that you will need is medical grade alcohol or either grain alcohol. And Busy Mama say the best way to take marijuana is to ingest it. And so I can show you how to make the tincture so that you can make edibles. And butter. I know how to make the butter. And cold pressed coconut oil. I know how to infuse that with medical marijuana. Anything to do with medical marijuana, I have been doing a lot of research on, because as soon as they legalize it here, I'm going to start a grow. I have a friend that he's got an extraction facility, and I'm supposed to get with him, and we're gonna.
As soon as they make it legal, he's funny as all get out. He say as soon as they make it legal, he gonna bust open.
Man, I'm gonna get paid. Wait a minute. Black folks and Latinos been selling bulk of the weed in this country for years, and they ain't locking up a lot of white folks for it, but they locked us up for joints, a bag, and then if you get caught more than one time and you done had less than an ounce, they still lock you up for 6 months. So why wouldn't they just give us license for free?
And they gave these men 20 years. Don't forget the ones who got 20 years.
The ones that got caught with pounds, they gave them murder time for selling weed. And now
Ain't
that it's
nobody died off of marijuana yet. Not that we know of.
nope.
I ain't heard nothing.
And
Guy
Busy
passes
Mama,
out and dies because of smoking too much marijuana.
I don't believe that. That's
You heard
bull.
that?
You'll pass out and go to sleep first and wake up hungry, happy, sleepy. Them is the symptoms.
She said we've been
You
using
can't.
marijuana pills and oils, etc., in medicine for years. For years. And that's why
now,
let me tell you something. Thank you, Busy Mama. Any of y'all that got people who are still locked up on marijuana charges, that is a way to fight it.
yep.
You must come up with the research of where that oil and all that shit is being used and present it as part of your case in court. Listen,
It
y'all,
ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to do.
But you got to know how to present it, and you got to know how to counteract all the other
Morning,
BS
Cat.
that comes up.
Morning, Jay.
Hey, Cat. Hey, Jalen.
Miss
Cat,
y'all. Ain't heard from you
you're
in
going
a
to have
minute.
to send me the link to Jalen's show unless I'm blocked, because I don't ever see his show live anymore. Nowhere. I went Facebook, YouTube. I'm not getting his live. I went in and went directly to his page. I'm subscribed. I'm on notifications, and I'm not getting anything. So I don't know if I'm blocked on your end or what, but I'm not getting any of your notifications. I'm not even able to see him live. I don't. You know how to say live on the screen when you go you go to watch somebody's YouTube or Facebook. I don't even see it say live. It's nowhere. I'm seeing nothing but old stuff. His old stuff that he did with some boy and some old man and shit from a year ago, almost like 6 months ago. So I need to get.
Well, he was running. He was running some reruns last week because he had stuff that he had to do. So that's why you might have seen the older one. Yeah.
No, I watched the rerun, the one that they said
okay.
him with that guy. I watched that. It was interesting too.
Yeah. Busy Mama said brain cancer uses for medical marijuana control a lot of the symptoms. My uncle, when I was a caregiver for him, my cousin bought him $600 worth of tincture. This is before I knew how to make it and all of that type of stuff. And it shrunk my uncle's tumors so small. His PSAs had went so low that the doctors was asking him what was he taking beside what they were giving him.
Did he tell him he wasn't taking what they gave him?
And they were giving him these pills. I can't remember the name. Zytiga. $10,000 for a 30-day supply. And it's supposed to be like chemo in a pill. And it's called Zytiga. And if he didn't,
Turk?
$10,000 for a 30-day supply. And I know it don't cost that much to make that shit, but cancer is big business.
That's why they don't want to cure it.
Look at all of the commercials you see. Cancer Centers of America. Come where we feel for you. We'll take care of you. We're so nice. And then come and we'll pump you full of poison and it'll be worse than the cancer itself. And it's crazy. But Busy Mama say that they're using weed for seizures, prostate cancer. Marinol is the most used pill in medicine. I got a friend. When I was in North Carolina, when I went to his house to go fishing, these little bitty balls are called Marinol, and this comes from marijuana. He was like, yeah, eat about 5 of them, man. You'll feel good. I was like, I don't need to eat yours. You do yours, because I got mine right here in this plastic bag. But it's just crazy on how they've suppressed natural cures for cancer so that they can make money. And the food that they feed us is so cancerous, they know you're going to get it. And it's big business. That's all it is.
If you notice, they have never found a cure for cancer. In how many years? All the money they've raised, all the millions and billions of dollars they raised over the years, they've never still found a cure for any of this stuff. It amazes me.
Because they don't want to find a cure. They just want to put a Band-Aid on a razor cut. You know, they ain't gonna stitch nothing up so that you can heal. They want to continue to give you, oh, this will make you feel good. So you feel like you can function, but you still going down. And so they don't care, because they just, long as they can keep you alive to milk the government for money or your insurance company, they good. Say, but they popped up. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, right. I will let you finish.
Busy Mama say meats are injected with so much crap, it don't make no sense. And Frugal Mama said, but they popped up with a vaccine for COVID-19 in a jiffy.
In a jiffy.
And you see, that shit don't work either.
So let me tell y'all about this.
I got a relative now that had COVID once already, got the vaccine, and they're sick again.
And so I'm online, and y'all know I'm working, right? And so I'm actually on a little short break, but the lady, I'm training this store, and their SOM manager, the store operations manager, is at home right now online with us, with her 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and her guy and her. The whole house has COVID. And I asked her about the 2-year-old. I said, oh my God, what happened with the 2-year-old? I mean, the 2-year-old. She said, yeah, girl, he's scared to death out of me. I said, yeah, because they can't tell you too much. They can't talk and tell too much, you know. Well, this is what's, you know, they can't say nothing but cry. And so she said, girl, she said they had fevers for 3 days. Hold on, I ain't done. They had fevers for 3 days. Then they started feeling a little bit better. She said she's still a little sluggish, but she's feeling a little bit better. I said, so your whole family? She said, yeah, we all got positive COVID. And it affected them a little bit, but not to the point they had to go in the hospital. But here's the nail in the coffin for me. She said, oh, we got our vaccines back in April. And she contacted COVID.
Hey, my niece, her son and daughter, and we have a cousin that lives with her, and her 2 kids, all of them had COVID. And the kids are like ranging from 2 to 8. And it's 4 kids, and all of them had it. And Chris and Devoncha, our cousin, all of them was sick. And the kids, they were just like, you know, congested and running fevers and stuff. And they got them tested, and they were doing fine. But the oldest one went to school, and plus Chris and Vancha are both teachers. So
oh God,
they, you know, when school
germ pool,
and you know, kids, they ain't gonna keep their masks on. Yep, and they gonna touch everything.
Let me see your phone, and then they touch your phone.
Yep. Okay. That's for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Say many spreading it because they think once they get jabbed, they can walk around here willy-nilly and going back to being nasty. That's what Frugal Mama say. And see, that's the problem. They haven't been telling us the truth about this stuff. And that, you know, even though you got the shot, you should have still been wearing the mask, because you can still contract it after you get the shot, because the variant, you know. And so it's just crazy that they're not telling the people the truth about this stuff. And now don't nobody want to believe nothing they say.
But hold on, Busy Mama said, hold on. Exactly, the nastiness. She said the C-19 COVID-19 vaccine is not a cure, and it cannot and can't consider it an immunization because it does not prevent you from catching it. You can, like the measles and the mumps vaccine, you got that. It prevents you from getting it, because I haven't had mumps and measles. I had chickenpox, but not mumps and measles. So it can't prevent you from getting it. Is just a preventative measure. It's not a preventative measure. You can't even say preventative. It's a
It's
defense
like
mechanism. It's something like a defense mechanism where it defends the body from being broken down too hard from the virus. But and they say that, but then I still don't know that to be true. How can you say? Because I know people who had the vaccine, had Pfizer, and they got COVID, and they got sick as hell and went into the hospital.
Yep. And Busy Mama said in the beginning, they said we need to wear masks regardless. It's and then a lot of people thought it was a joke because a lot of people that was in power told them, "Oh, this ain't real. Don't worry about it. This is a pandemic by the Democrats," and then they made it political instead of listening to the science and telling the truth about this stuff. They ain't tell the truth. And I believe it's all a plan for population control anyway. That's all this shit is, and it didn't affect the kids. So they had the variant, and now the variant is attacking the kids. And then the kids come home and give it to everybody else. Or, a lot of people, they ain't wearing no mask. I go out every day and see folk, they don't wear no mask and be in the grocery store around 1,000 damn people. And they ain't even scared.
No, and guess what? And here's the thing, though. Of the 1,000 damn people that be in there with the mask on, that one person is going to affect all 1,000 of them. That's the asshole that don't have respect to nobody, not even themselves. Because, all we're asking is that you put a mask on to prevent a spread of something, possibly prevent a spread of something that could happen to other people. And so we're just asking you, would you respect other people and help to not spread this by putting a mask on? Hopefully it might help. And you have people, it's the selfish mentality. They don't give a damn, and like Jalen says, Kat said when Jalen was having brunch with Griff, his daughter got the message of school closing. See, so all of that, and then Busy Mama said you just won't die supposedly if you get the vaccine. But see, here's another thing. I ain't heard nothing about the news about somebody. They gonna tell you about the COVID deaths, but they ain't gonna tell you about the COVID deaths that had already had the vaccine. They gonna say, "Oh, by the way, out of the 512 people that died from COVID today, 410 people had already had their shots for the vaccine." They ain't gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you all the whole number of people that died
because they want everybody to get the shot. That's what they're trying to push the shot instead of pushing the damn mask. Busy Mama said this would all have been gone if the masks were mandating were no exclusions. In other words, if everybody would have just wore the mask, eventually this shit have disappeared.
Right.
But folks is hard-headed. They don't want to do it. They want to walk, especially the folks that listen to the folks that's preaching a lot of propaganda about this not being a deadly disease or anything like that. But you got to be delusional as hell not to see folk around you dying. Shit, I know people that have died that, and I know of at least 40 to 50 people that I knew personally that have died from COVID. Now I know this ain't just black folks dying. So folk need to be paying attention to their, to what's really real and going on instead of listening to what somebody tell you.
Mm-hmm. Right. And she said,
and women,
Mama say we get immunized to prevent, however, varicella contains. She said we get immunized to prevent. However, varicella contains the virus that is classified with shingles, herpes, chickenpox. So later on in life, you can still have a variant of the chickenpox, which turns into shingles. And I know because I got a good friend who had shingles and had it really bad. And he scratched his booty all day long, and he would scratch his booty and scratch. He had on his booty, and he gave bless his heart, and he was sick. And we think he also had AIDS. We think he had HIV. Yeah, we do. Because he got really sick really fast. And he really got in a really bad way. And he's passed on now. May his soul rest in peace. Richard Simmons is his name. Black guy. He was my trainer in door-to-door sales when I was in sales. Loved him dearly. He was a badass in sales. Badass. And he was awesome. But he did end up dying. I don't know if it was from shingles. He went back to New York to his home and then he died, but he did contract shingles later on in life. And I do know.
I didn't know you could die from shingles.
Yeah, you actually can die from shingles. It can get that bad. Yeah, it can get that bad. And I know somebody that had it so bad, they were hospitalized with it.
Busy Mama said,
my trainer did.
Busy Mama said that they won't wear the mask and they don't want the vaccine. And Alicia say, in North Carolina, they are still fighting to stop the mask mandate in the schools there. And we was talking last week about this. And Alicia's niece had 23 kids in that school. Within a week, it was down to 10. 13 of them was out, all of them with the COVID, including her. That made 14. It was 9 after she contracted it. And they didn't tell none of the parents that none of the kids was out from COVID. Now that right there is deceptive as hell. Talking about they not obligated to give you that information. And why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't they?
You know, yeah, and they are obligated to give you that information because you are part of that crowd. You're part of that sample, as I can say. And so it's a sample population. You're part of that population of people, and that is within that classroom and where that everybody's getting sick. I think they should have informed parents that we're going to resort back to going back and training from home right now for those because I think I would have preferred to say something, but then they probably did it to prevent irateness. Because you're gonna get them irate parents. What the fucking mean, my kid? You guys know what I'm talking about. And so, and so they do a lot of things to try to calm down, keep the atmosphere calm. Put it that way.
Well, they're not doing a very good job. Busy Mama said, it scrolled past me already, but she was saying that. Somebody said on Fox News that the people on there, they were telling folks that they were all sick, they all got the virus, and they were all inoculated. So don't go get the shot. And then Busy Mama said it will attack your brain, and shingles or herpes will attack your brain if untreated. And the school told Alicia's brother that they were not allowed or obligated to tell them about kids being sick. And they aren't obligated.
Look up the law. Look up the law of public places. Look up the law. That's
but T,
school is a
the HIPAA laws. You can't give out any personal information about somebody's sickness.
They ain't got to tell.
HIPAA laws shut all that down, though, and
don't shut it down for them saying that the class has contracted. They can't say the names, but they can say we have come across a couple of cases that have come about in the school that are positive cases, and so we're shutting the class. They can't say the names of the people or who caught it. They can't say that, but they can say that we've come across
Busy Mama say we need to quarantine again. And I think they need to close the schools if they can't protect these kids. But again, back to the money. And that's exactly what all this is about. They rather make money and let the people die. You know,
I
it
think
don't
if the
make no
government
sense.
is spending money on these schools, they need a mandate. Damn right.
Yep.
Funding.
Yep.
Damn right. Damn right, busy mama. You a bad mother jammer, baby. Listen.
Hey, and
She a badass.
we're now 29 minutes past our hour,
Yeah.
and we have got to shut this show down. But COVID is such a hell of a subject. You know, whenever it's brought up, it just take over the conversation because it's so real to us right now. What's going on?
And in closing, I'm gonna say this, everybody. Check this out. You know, this social media stuff. You know, at first people were getting on here, they were showing fights and people getting beat down and all this kind of stuff. But you can't even say a specific word, and they'll shut your channel and page down. They're taking pictures off of TikTok. So who owns all this shit is what I want to know, because
Google.
they're the ones behind. They're the ones behind the mass information coming out and the mass information being hidden and all of that. So they're blocking people's pages from putting out information, regardless if it's fake news or not. Let's put it out there. Y'all putting out fake news on the news. So what's the difference? Okay, and they're blocking people's pages, shutting them down, putting them in the penitentiary, and all that kind of shit, and ain't giving nobody no commissary on social media. They locking you up on social media and putting you in the penitentiary. you guilty before you guilty until proven innocent, and right, and then they taking pictures and taking them down and pictures. The guy say, I had a picture. The funny guy that be doing all those things. I am Roderick somebody. He funny as hell. He be like, what? That one, you got all these little movies, little things that he do with himself, and now his wife is involved. They took his pictures down off of TikTok. Well, all he was doing was sitting there smoking a damn cigar. And they trying to say, oh,
Oh well.
it goes against our guidelines. Well, what is the policy when it comes to that? A picture?
I see people
Also,
smoking weed and everything on there. So what difference do it make what you smoking?
and
He ain't holding a crack pipe, so shit, or smoking no crystal meth. So he shouldn't have been put
actually, if
down.
he was, they need to really put it out there if he looked like shit on a stick, so people can see that you don't smoke crack or all this stuff, because you gonna look just like him.
This how,
You know how
yeah,
they,
all your
you know how
teeth be
they,
gone
right,
and everything.
You know
Yeah.
how they got the little trachea. I smoke cigarette now. If you don't
Hey
want to
T,
smoke, you know what I'm saying? They do
Kat
that on
says
TV.
she wants to you'll let her know what the problem you are having with Jalen says for the show.
I just said it. It's I'm blocked obviously from hitting your page, because I went to look for your lives a few weeks ago and I still wasn't able to see him. And this has been going on for a month. So every week I'm looking for his lives. I'm not getting anything. I'm set up for notifications. I haven't gotten any notifications. I'm not able to go into YouTube and just go to Jalen Says Live and then see him live. I mean,
Yeah.
his lives. So I know he's had pre-recorded shows, which you aren't going to see as live. But the fact still remains that I have
She
not
says
seen
you're
him.
not
And so,
blocked.
okay, so something's going on. But what's your name already said that's YouTube. Busy Mama already said it's YouTube doing that. So it's YouTube,
Yeah.
because let me tell you why. You didn't see my messages earlier today, did you, Randall? Did you see my
No.
messages? You were reading Busy Mama's comments. Her comments were 3 comments under mine, and I left YouTube to come on Facebook to come in and to say, that's why I put in the comments. Y'all not seeing my comments? Hey, can y'all don't see my comments? I put it in the comments earlier, and then Busy
Now I
Mama
saw
commented.
that. And
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
then
see the
Busy,
other ones though.
right, and then Busy Mama commented saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was busy," and that's fine. It wasn't for you. Basically, Busy Mama, I knew. But YouTube has been doing a lot of that shit too, because I'm also looking at Yvette's page, Vet's Chat and Laughter Lounge, and when I'm commenting, she's reading everybody's comments that come in after mine. 5, 6
Yeah.
comments later, she still ain't saying nothing about my comment, because she never saw it. Marjorie and none of them saw my comments on her page. So I'm like, well, why the hell I'm commenting? It's going up, but you can't see them. So it's a blocking somewhere.
Okay. She
I don't
says
know why.
the live check in the live show in your settings, because sometimes it will
I
list
know.
block people.
Yeah, I know. I went in the settings, and you're not in my
Hey,
settings,
Roxbury.
and I definitely wouldn't have my own show in my settings. I wouldn't
Hey,
block my own
T,
damn
who is
comments to my show.
Roxbury? Is that Roxanne Mosley?
No, I don't think that's Roxanne.
Oh, okay.
Roxbury, who are you, Roxbury? We need to know who you is because you don't have a picture, and we like to know who you is. Can you tell us who you be? Who you be with? What's your name? Who you be with? What's your name? Can I come? Can you come? I'll either you can tell us who you are. Because I'm not familiar with Roxbury, but I have seen you in my comments, Roxbury. So thank you for joining us on the show. So I really do appreciate you coming in and joining us every day. But I do want to know who you are because I don't see a picture. Oh, I'm just a lady from Boston. Girl, you more than just a lady from Boston. I know who you is then. Okay. A lady from Boston. I'm just a lady from Boston. Oh, you ain't just a lady from Boston. You are the lady from Boston. Okay. You better claim that, sister girl. Look. Okay. So claim all your loveliness. Okay. All right. Who is at Roxbury? She said she just a lady from Boston. And I don't know what it's costing you to come to me. And look, I just created that song, Roxbury. Look. I'm just a lady from Boston, and I don't know why it's costing you to come to me and ask me these questions. Hey, look at Roxbury, Roxbury, woo, Roxbury, be it, baby, from Boston.
She talking
Hey,
about all right now.
hey, y'all, remember this. Reach back and give back. Somebody out there needs your smile. Somebody needs to hear some kind words from you. Somebody might need a prayer. Only if it's on your heart. If it ain't on your heart, don't do it. Depart yourself. But don't sit there and talk about nobody if it ain't on your heart to help somebody. Because we can complain all day long, but if we ain't got no solutions to our complaints, then ain't no sense in complaining. Because you're gonna keep complaining until a solution comes to keep you from complaining. So if you got a complaint, voice your complaint, but find a solution for it. Okay. Otherwise, leave it alone. And another thing, if they need a sandwich, a bottle of water, a few dollars, don't worry about it. Get away. Because, right, check this out. When you give, things are given back to you. Not in that essence, but you'll see it. It could be health that is given to you. God could be delivering a better health for you. You know, He could be delivering your children to be taken care of. So you're being blessed. Trust me, you're being blessed. So just give it away. Another thing, y'all already know that God loves us all right. He does love us. We got to learn to love ourselves as human beings, as people, as differences. We have to learn to love and embrace other differences among that's outside of our own scope, because it's differences in the world. Let's get it. Hey, look, black people gonna be here. We've been here forever. White people here, Latin people here, all these people here. Okay, we gonna Asian people. We all gonna be here. So we might as well just recognize that we're all different. We're not going to be the same because if I saw you as being the same as me, I would be bored as hell of you. So I don't want you to be the same as the ex guy I was with 4 years ago. I want to see a different guy and different girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? So just know that God loves you. You got to learn to love. We got to learn to love ourselves and learn to love each other a lot more than what we're doing. And we got to work with each other. You know what I'm saying? And don't trip and say, oh, they weird as hell. Yeah, they weird because their culture is different from yours. They grew up different. So, of course, it might seem weird to you. And you are definitely weird to them, too. Just and believe. It's the culture thing. It's a difference in everybody's culture. From block to block, your neighborhoods are different. You know what I'm saying? And definitely from city to city and state to state. It's a whole way different way of living. So it's a culture thing. It's a state culture. It's a city culture. It's a community culture. It's a neighborhood culture. It's all of that. It's cultures, and we grow to live that way. We become conditioned to that because that's all we know. So embrace the differences in people, y'all. Embrace these differences. You can learn a whole hell of a lot from somebody that has experiences that you've never had. And you might encounter those experiences one day, and you'll learn a whole lot from them people who you think is weird and strange, and they way out. You just as weird and strange and way out to them as they are to you, because you just as different to them as they are to you. So
Hey,
learn to embrace each other.
Let me put this out there.
Yeah, please.
In another 5 generations, you ain't gonna have to worry about racism, because being Caucasian, that DNA is recessive, and eventually they will be eradicated from this planet genetically. And that's why you have racism, because they're trying to keep their species from being annihilated from this planet. But it's inevitable. And when it happens, everybody gonna be happy, because now you have nothing to separate you except for fat, skinny, tall, short, nappy hair, straight hair. But then all of that stuff gonna go out of the window. Hopefully we'll evolve mentally enough to realize that racism don't have no place on this planet, because there's only one race. And racism was started, race period was started to separate, because you can divide and conquer. And they still doing it. You know, as soon as folks wake the hell up and just love on everybody, we'll be all right.
We'll be all right. And, I mean, ain't nothing. And you ain't never lied.
What you hating for? What you hating for?
What is
I know they're afraid of a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of strong people out there that ain't afraid of somebody because of their skin color, or their hair is different from theirs. You know, we just need to grow the hell up. Be a real man or a real woman, and put your personal differences aside.
You got it. And guess what? And what's they say? Whoa, I am from Cambridge. Busy mama say, whoa, I'm from Cambridge. One busy mama, Boston, born and bred. All right. And she say, Cambridge, very good. Massachusetts is well represented in this live. Yeah, baby. You better ask somebody. We got East Coast here. We got West Coast here. We got
the dirty South.
We got the dirty South. We got Jamaica. We got the what they call us, the North. What they call us in North.
Up north. Oh, if you down here in the South, you a damn Yankee. Yeah, no, you're just a Yankee if you live up north. You a damn Yankee if you come to the South and then move here. Them is the damn Yankees.
We got Yankees online right now. We got people from Jamaica. We got Dubai. She might be, no, she hasn't looked in. Rajery hasn't come in this morning, because she was commenting with me on my own personal. But everybody, just know that God loves you, and we just need to learn to love each other. That's all. One nation under God, frugal mama. That's it. That's all. You know, embrace, don't hate. Embrace, don't hate. That's right. Not separated. Boom. Yes, love on everybody. Yes, the human race. Boom. Eradicated. Lord. She said, shoot, Randall. That's why they mad, because they know they're gonna be eradicated.
Yeah.
She said, we ain't the same. Jalen say, when I was a little, Kat say, when I was little, I thought I was the nappy head in my family. Now, with knowing it's curly head, I love all hair, and there's no difference inside. Nope. Hey, Jonathan.
What's up, Jonathan B?
We don't think like them. No, and she said we don't think like them. You're right. So everybody, it's been a blast. Go back and watch the show if you haven't. If you missed it, it was off the chain. I was listening in a little bit. Ran Turk to you this morning. I was working with them, and then I was like listening, and they called me over. I'm like, oh, I gotta take the damn earbud out my ear, and I was trying to listen and keep it going. But yeah, go back and watch the show. Randall gave you all some really good tips on survival in case there is ever an apocalypse state that we go into. I'm telling y'all, I don't put nothing past it, because you know they say everything that was will be again. Just letting you know.
And next week,
history repeats itself.
I'm gonna teach them how to fish. I'm gonna set up a rod and reel in front of everybody, show you what lures to use for whatever fish is in your area, or if you don't have lures, live bait. So you teach somebody to fish they can eat.
And let's go get us a couple of little catfishes from the store and put them in the bowl and put a little hook on it and see if we catch one. I'm just kidding, y'all. Hey, look,
No, what
said
I'll do
zombie.
when I go fishing, me, Cat, and Jalen supposed to be going fishing soon. And when we do, I'll video Jalen when he catches first fish, and we'll post it.
Oh, that is so awesome. I remember you telling me a couple of weeks ago you were going to take Jalen fishing before the weather break.
Yep.
Yeah, that is awesome. Hey, look,
I
great to
can't
see
buy him a
you.
fishing pole and then he don't go fishing.
Right. Busy Mama say, great information, Randall. Great information. And look, Cat said,
Thank you.
yes. And then Jonathan say, zombie apocalypse. Yeah, hey, Jonathan. It ain't a zombie apocalypse no more, Jonathan. It is just, you know, you do away with the word zombie. Because you know, we ain't zombies no more. We live. But we really is zombies. We live in zombies.
We got a lot of zombies out here.
Yeah,
and they conscious zombies, but they herd mentality. That's what he's saying to do. That's what we's gonna do.
Hey, y'all, it's been a blast. Hey, remember to tune in tomorrow. We have an interview tomorrow. Young lady will be on talking about her family business, their family legacy of barbecue sauces. So tune in tomorrow. Yeah, we'll have a guest on tomorrow talking about her legacy, her dad, and all the things that he started all these barbecue houses and developed this barbecue sauce that is sold in all stores. I want to say nationwide. She is on the shelves in Walmart as well as Jewel's, the Albertsons brands, as well as the Kroger brands of stores. She is on the shelves. So she will be here tomorrow. So tune in at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, you guys. Peace be with everybody. Love, soul, hair grease. If your scalp is itching, once again, go wash your head, boo, and put some grease in it. Because I know it's dry as all get out, because mine is, and I still got to grease mine up. God bless y'all. Have a beautiful rest of your day. It's on you, Turk.
Peace. Everybody stay blessed and safe. We out.
Bam, baby. Bam, baby.